RWBY.
Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to share with you how I made these 2D fan animations for a series I really enjoy called RWBY. As a note, you don't really need to know anything about the show to watch this video since this is really only about the animation process. First off, hi, I'm Sherbet and I really love making animations. I'm self-taught, so some of my methods aren't necessarily going to be the best, but I have been doing this for over 15 years, so I hope you can get something out of this. The program I use for these animations is Clip Studio Paint X. So, when I make an animation that I intend to put a lot of effort into, I usually start off with some storyboards. These are intended to be very rough, just to get my ideas out. Sometimes I change things in the storyboard after the fact when I'm doing roughs, though I do get a little too detailed in the storyboard sometimes. Speaking of the roughs, those are next. These are sketchy drawings. I'll work off of the storyboard keyframes, and often I'll create a lot of in-betweens in this stage. This part of animation is the most fun part to me. I just like getting things to move, and that's what this part is for in my process. The next part of the process is one of my least favorite stages. In animation, it's called cleanup, but I just call it the line art phase. For me, this part of animation is very tedious. Often my brain will turn off and I'll go on autopilot when doing the line art, since most of the brain work for the sketches is already done. This sometimes backfires though, because then I won't catch some of the mistakes in the sketches and have to go back through and fix things. Despite how this is my least favorite step, I do actually love getting it done because I like seeing a nice clean animation result. You might notice that I animate the eyes separately. Eyes are very important, and so I try to give them their own animation layer. I find this personally helps me to focus on them when I need to, and also it makes coloring easier because I can just fill in the skin tone very quickly when going through the frames, and then do more precise eye coloring on their own layers. After that, I personally do the coloring step. This is where I go in and add flat colors where is needed. The next thing I do is the shading. I use a warmer tone for the warmer colors and a cooler tone for the cooler colors. I clip the shading animation layer onto the flat coloring layer, and then add the multiply layer style. To clarify, in an animation studio, they would have already made the shading guides back a few steps ago. Most of the time it's done when doing the roughs, but I just personally don't like doing it that way. Since I'm just one person, I don't really have to be making notes for other people to follow in order to keep things consistent. This does unfortunately mean sometimes my shading is not the best in my animations, but I don't really like doing it anyway, so I'm not really too sad about it not looking great. If I could get away with just making sketch animations only, I would, but I really like having finished animations to share, so I'll have to live with the results. Speaking of the results, here they are. Thank you so much. I hope this video helped someone out there. I still love watching other people's animation processes too, so even if you didn't learn much, I hope it was interesting anyway. As a last little note, I thought I'd share with you some of my character turnarounds that I did. Sadly, I made most of these after I did the animations, because I realized I wanted to have better references for myself in my own style in the future, but I thought showing them to you might also be interesting for you to see what I tend to do. Thanks so much for watching. If you're an animator, let me know how you do your own process. I'd love to hear. I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.